Hi guys, my name's Natalie and I wanted to introduce myself to you because I am new to the Neat and Tangled team and I'm so excited about contributing this year. So today I'm going to show you a bit of a quick and simple card. What you'll find with me in my videos is, I'm not a colorer or in any way what I consider to be an artist. So you're not going to find me sitting down and doing lots of pencil drawings and things like that. But what you will hopefully get out of my videos is maybe some techniques and maybe some tips and how to get the most out of your stamps and dies. So today, the card, as I say, is going to be relatively simple. I've started off, I've just got a black cardstock card base here, and I've already cut out a white panel that's going to sit on the top with just a bit of the edge around it. And I do a lot of sewing on my projects. Like I literally run my cardstock through the sewing machine. And so I'm not sure if you can just see the detail on this, but I've stitched right around the edge of this white cardstock. And normally I would wait until I'd stuck that down onto my background and then actually stitch them together. And that way I don't have to use any glue and I know that it's never going to come off. But just for the purposes of this video, so that you didn't have to see me pull out my sewing machine, I've already gone ahead and stitched around that. And I'm just going to stick it down now with some double-sided tape. And yes, I've cheated and already stuck some down, because again, I didn't think you needed to see me stick double-sided tape down. So that's just going on the top. And I love the idea of the black and the white because it gives such a high contrast. And so that's what we're going to go for today. Now I'm going to use the Love Notes. I'm not actually going to use the Love Notes stamp set, but I'm going to use the die set that comes with it or that matches it. And obviously you can buy these separately, so you could just buy the die set, and that is all I'm going to use today. And the trick that I wanted to show you today is to think about the different kinds of materials that you can actually cut out using your dies. So clearly, of course, you can cut out your paper and your cardstock and those sort of thin types of materials. But I've been experimenting with this craft foam. This is just cheap, thin craft foam. It's glittery. I just got it from the craft store. And even with these really thin dies, they cut out perfectly. So I am going to choose this little square one with the X and the O, or the kisses and the hugs, and cut out a couple with each of these colors. So I think one of the best things about dies is that you only can get away with just using scraps of stuff. You don't need very much. Let me just move this to one side, bring in my die cutting machine. And let me show you how easily this will cut. I'm just going to pop it there. And I'm just going to run it through the machine just once. I'm not going to go back and forth, because what I found is that if you do that, it tends to kind of squish down the foam, makes it a bit flatter. And I'm pretty sure it will bounce back, but just once we'll cut it. So you don't need to worry about going back and forth. And pulling out very carefully, ta-da, the X and the O. Now I'm also keeping these negative bits, the tiny little delicate X's and O's from the center, because I might use those as well. So as I say, I'm going to cut a couple with each of these colors. I've got the red, the white, and the pink. I think they're classic sort of love colors. I think this is, going to be a perfect Valentine's Day card. And so I'm just going to repeat this with each of the colors and cut a couple out. And I'll just fast forward this because you've seen me do it once, and I don't think you need to see me do it 6 more times. thing that I was going to cut out is the sentiment. So this word love, and you can see that it comes in both the like the writing and the outline as well, and you can use one or the other, and of course it matches with the actual stamp as well. So you could you could stamp love in your ink and then use the outline to cut it out, or to cut it out with this one, depending on whether or not you wanted the background or not. But as I said, I'm not using the stamps today. We're just going to use paper and cardstock. So going with the black and the white theme again, I am going to cut out the word love in white, and the outline or the background in black. Ooh. And here we go, and I'll show you how well these fit together. Let me move that out of the way. Now I find, of course, sometimes these kind of get stuck inside, so you can get specific tools to poke them out. And this one that I've got is from Sizzix, and I think it's called a die pick, but any sort of sharp-ish, pointy thing will do. And I just find if I pop that on top of there, it creates this kind of awesome shadow and really just jumps out at you. So I'm just going to glue that on. And that's going to be my sentiment. Now let me show you what I'm planning on doing with these, and I haven't really worked it out, and I've got some that I was experimenting with earlier. So see how I said that I was going to keep the X's and the O's, because I think that I might pop them back in with different colors. And then what I'm thinking is I was just going to like create a grid sort of pattern down the bottom. Maybe turn all of them up the right way. And I will stick those down. And then my love, my love is going to go somewhere at the top like this. So I hadn't worked out if I was just going to do 2 lines and whether or not I truly wanted these in or not, but I think I do like them. And then the question is, do I change it up? And so you can see how easy, you know, these just are going to fit right back in there. Oops, and then they'll pop right back out when you realize that's not the color you wanted. Alright, so I'm just going to do some fiddling around with these and finalize the design, and then I'll come back and show you what the card looks like. And there it is, all done. So how fun was that? Ultimately, because I have such a hard time with keeping any white space and all this blank area up the top was scaring me, I knew that I needed to stick something there. So I've put in a scattering of sequins. These are the bubblegum mix that were released with the January releases. And you know what my trick is for putting sequins down? I decide if I want a small amount or large amounts, because sometimes of course you just want like 3, but sometimes like this you want a scattering, right? Now these are all glued down, and the way that I did it is, so pretend this is my card, I grab a pinch, like just a random pinch, and I kind of just scatter them in the direction I want them to go. And wherever they fall, that's where I would glue them down. Like maybe not quite, see how there's one white one here right on top of another one? Maybe I would put it there, maybe I wouldn't, so maybe I would just move him. But I think, you know, the key to creating a random placement is to do it random. And so, you know, if you're not happy, just brush them off and start again. But that's, you know, my other little trick for today. So I hope that maybe you've learned a couple of things, or you've started to think about how you can use your dies in a whole different way by cutting out some different materials. And I hope you'll join me again for my next video, and I look forward to the year ahead. Thanks guys, I'll see you later.